Hello everyone and welcome to this week's version of Foreclosure Stories, and my name is Dan McGookey, and I'm proud to bring you this series each week regarding what I call the world of securitized mortgage loan defense, and which includes the options available to homeowners to fight back against their banks when they're struggling in good faith to just get a break on their mortgage, a lower interest rate, lower payments, maybe extend the term. This week's story is what I've entitled The Last Resort. It's the story of the Hamptons who came into my office about 6 months or so ago. And there were various options available for them to kind of fight back against their lender, or their servicer, I should say, and allow them to save their home. Let me run down those. And by the way, the reason I called this the last resort is because their loan, the Hamptons loan, was insured by the FHA, that's the Federal Housing Administration. And I checked the rules as I was going into a deposition in the Hamptons case, and the rules, right in the FHA rules, it says that a foreclosure should be only considered as the last resort. It shouldn't be the first resort or in the middle. It should be the very last resort when nothing else can be worked out. And the hypocrisy, you might say, of the Hamptons case was that it was clear that their servicer didn't consider foreclosure as the last resort. It was up there front and center as the first resort. But fortunately for the Hamptons, they had a lot of defenses available, which we're going to turn this case around, and there's no question they're going to be able to save their home. First of all, the defense that was immediately apparent to the Hamptons was what I call the standing defense. What that means is that it's, to say it in layman's language, it's just asking the question of the party who's bringing the foreclosure case, the bank, are you prove that you're the proper party even to be filing the case? And that sounds simplistic, but when you put the bank's feet to the fire on that issue and you get documents and you ask the right questions, it can be very difficult, almost embarrassing for them, in terms of their proof, level of proof, to show that they're the right party. In addition to the standing defense, however, the Hamptons had a number of what we call equitable defenses. First and foremost, with regard to FHA insured loans, their rules, again, specifically require that the servicer offer in writing, sent by certified mail, offer to the homeowner an opportunity for a face-to-face meeting. What that means is that, and it's in keeping with the language in the FHA rules that foreclosure is supposed to be a last resort. An offer of a face-to-face meeting is essentially, come on into the bank, let's talk about your issues, and let's see if something can be worked out before foreclosure. In my experience, this has never happened. I've never seen a homeowner yet who's been offered in writing a face-to-face meeting as is required specifically under the FHA rules. And the courts have also held that that's a necessary precondition to foreclosure. So in other words, if the offer was not made, then the case gets dismissed. It doesn't mean the mortgage goes away. It just means that foreclosure case gets dismissed, and it's a complete do-over. And that's part of the pushback process against the bank who's incentivized to foreclose. Pushback is necessary in order to get that bank to come to the bargaining table and give the homeowner a good break and a very good loan modification, allowing him or her to stay in his home or her home. Now, the second equitable defense was under the what we call reinstatement. I mean, the Hamptons had the $4,000 that they were in arrears on their mortgage, and they had it and they offered it to the bank before the foreclosure was filed. The bank in that kind of a situation does not have the right to refuse the money. It has to take the money, reinstate the mortgage, and allow the homeowner to get on with his or her life. So that was the second equitable defense available to the Hamptons. And finally, there was the HAMP defense, which the Hamptons did qualify for HAMP, Home Affordable Modification Program, which would significantly lower their payments. And again, this is not optional with the servicer. This is something under federal law that if the homeowner qualifies, he or she has to be offered it under federal law. So we had all these good defenses in the Hamptons case, and yet the bank, as we see unfortunately all too often, the bank's not offering any options other than we're foreclosing against you, homeowner, and which flies in the face of the specific language of the FHA, under the FHA rules, that foreclosure should be considered to be the last resort. Thank you for tuning in, and please visit us the next time on Foreclosure Stories. Thank you.